Hey guys and girls, welcome back to the channel today. We're going to be shooting this outside. Today we're going to be reviewing the Portland electric pole saw from Harbor Freight. Picked this up yesterday. I've got some trees that have gotten large enough that I need an extended pole to be able to prune and trim those. So today we're going to do the unboxing review, see what comes with this. I was able to pick this up on the 4th of July special for about 60 bucks. These normally run anywhere from $100 to $150. So without further ado, let's get started and unpack this and see what comes in it. So it looks like this is all nice. It's all in plastic. Make sure there's nothing else in the box. Nothing in the box. All right. Okay, so let's get the plastic off of this and let's see. Nice packing material. See what comes in this. Let's get the plastic all the way off. Like trail's zip tied there. Let's see what comes. Looks like we have instructions. We have a Oregon chain. These are good quality chains, so that's a good thing. Comes with an Allen wrench on one end and a screwdriver for attaching the bar probably and adjusting the chain. Owner's manual. I'll review that here in a second. Let's see what this is. Okay, looks like it's got a bar cover. That's good. These are really important for when you're storing. So it's going to slide right over. This must be the actual bar. Yep, looks like it's got an Oregon bar too. Pretty good quality from what I can tell so far. So let's set that aside. And looks like this has a oil reservoir. So just take the lid off and you can access that. We'll fill that with some chain oil here in a few minutes. This is pretty important that you keep this full of oil because this is what keeps your chain oiled, and that way you don't burn up and ruin your chain, and the chain's what's actually doing all the cutting. Okay guys, right here as you can see with the hex tool that you get with this saw, there's a screw right here, and this just takes the sprocket cover off. So we're going to unscrew that, and as you can see, that removes, it gives you access to the chain sprocket, and this is where you'll attach the actual blade. Now here you have a tensioner pin, so you want to line that up so that fits right there, because that's what's going to adjust the chain and the blade with the tensioner, which I'll show you here in a minute. Also, let's get the chain out. You want to make sure that you have the chain turned in the correct direction, so the blade, as you can see, these are the teeth, and that's what actually cuts. So you want it facing this direction. So what we're going to do here is, this blade, as you can see, has a slot in it, and you want to line these teeth up right like so, just like that. Then you want to take it around the chain sprocket and try to keep this all together here, all at the same time. And let's get this. Okay guys, so one of the things I figured out here is this tensioner is adjusted all the way out. So before you can attach the bar and stuff, you'll want to loosen this so that the tensioner goes all the way to this side and is loose. That allows you to get the chain around the sprocket and line up the tensioner pin into the bar. Now once you have that in place, we're going to just kind of hold tension on the bar and the chain while you replace the cover. We're going to line this back up. And this is still loose here, so we'll adjust that in a minute. I just want to get the cover back on. I'm going to put that like so. Make sure everything's there nice and there's that part of it. Now as you can see, that's still a little tight. You need to adjust that, and you can adjust that right here. Here's the tensioner. Okay guys, so got the blade on here. You wanna leave a little bit of slack. You don't want it to be able to pull out of the slot itself, but you want to be able to lift it. You can adjust this, and you may have to readjust this some too with this tensioning screw. This is what adjust your chain. So after you've used it a little bit, sometimes these chains will stretch and you'll have to adjust it. So use the screwdriver end, or you could also use any screwdriver, and this just clockwise to tighten the tensioner until it stops. Lay it on its side here. There you go. I would probably use a regular screwdriver just because it's got a better handle on it. But if you're out in the field and you need to adjust it, it's always good to have this with you since you're going to need the hex head end of it. Alright, so that's adjusted. There you go. Put it all together. You can always put, this is to keep your chain from, being exposed to the dust and dirt when you're not using it. The next thing you're going to want to do is fill the reservoir here with oil, which we will do before we use it. It also has, if you look right here on the side, it has a window so that when you fill it with oil, you'll see what the full level is and what the minimum level is. You want to keep oil in this at all times so you don't ruin the chain. You can also then, this is the adjustment, you loosen it, the pole extends. This will go up to 9.5 foot. So you want to try to, at all times when you're pruning trees, you want to stay on the ground. If you have to get on a ladder, make sure you have someone helping you holding the ladder, because you don't want to fall off the ladder holding one of these running. Again, you can do it just tightens down, that holds it in place. I did get, this one does have the power cord on the end, and looks like it has a little piece. So when you attach your extension cord, make sure you tie the knot and then plug it in so that it doesn't come unplugged while you're using it. Okay guys, I'm gonna put a little chain oil in. I always recommend you use a funnel. Well, this funnel is actually bigger than this, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this offline where you don't see if I make a big mess or not, and get a different funnel that'll fit in here. This doesn't hold very much oil, but again, once you get it full, you'll be able to see the sight glass over here knowing that the reservoir is full, and you want to do that before you actually use it the first time. Okay guys and girls, we're back. I've got the oil in the oil reservoir. You can see it's full here. We're fixing to do a quick test on it. So one of the things I would tell you to do is, you can see you can plug this in directly, but for safety purposes, it's always best to tie a knot, plug it in, and tie it like this. That way it keeps it from coming unplugged while it's in use, and you don't want to be right in the middle of sawing a limb off and lose power. Okay, so it also has a little safety switch right here, so you'll push this in, pull the trigger, and that's what starts the saw. So let's just see real quick how it works. sharp. So you can trim big ones and small ones. And we'll do one more up here. So my thoughts are this works really good. Like I said, it was a $59 investment, but well worth it if you're trimming trees these size and smaller. But you know, this will extend up to 9.5 feet, so you can stand on the ground and do all the trimming, which that's where it's the most safe. Again, if you like the review, if this was something helpful, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to share with all your friends and subscribe. Until next time.